putting these lists together, I asked myself two questions. The first question was, how versatile are they? Can they be mixed together to create many different recipes? And the second, and probably the most important question, how mainstream are these flavors? I mean, how many palates are they going to connect with? How many people are going to be fans of these flavors? Pretty much. Strawberry was a given because it's so popular. Let's face it, it's probably the most popular e-liquid on the market. There's tons out there, tons of strawberries. But to eliminate confusion from the start and to get you on your feet with a solid collection of concentrates, let's first go over the fruits and the creams. For time constraint purposes, I'm going to break this down into two different videos. Okay, so to watch the dessert list, you can find the link in the description below. And as always, consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. If there's any experienced mixers viewing this video and have their own suggestions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. And maybe it'll help the mixers crossing that divide from buyer to mixer. Now, when choosing the fruits for this list, I wanted to be sure that they were shake and vape, because a lot of the concern for new mixers is how long it'll take before they can vape it. How long does it have to steep? Well, obviously with shake and vape, you don't have to worry about that. So obviously I don't want to recommend anything that's going to require a long steep time. It's just counterproductive. And for this reason, I chose the following fruits to start out with. First up is TFA Strawberry Ripe. So the Flavor Apprentice's Strawberry Ripe is one of the most popular concentrates you'll hear about, and for really good reason actually. It's bright, it's natural, it's well sweetened, and most of all, it's authentic. But I think the best thing about this specific strawberry concentrate is that it is so versatile. It can be adapted into a shake and vape, fruit blend, or it can pair very well in a dessert blend. It's really all how you work it. It's not too strong, but it isn't crazy weak either, making it a great beginner flavor to toy around with. The second here is TFA Blueberry Wild. On the flip side of things, we've got one for the blueberry fans. I adapted this one into my Smurf soup recipe that's also on this channel. If you're a true blueberry and cream fan, be sure to check that out. Link in the description below. But anyway, the blueberry is another bright one and a true blueberry taste. It's a little on the weaker side, so you'll have to use more of it to use it at its best potential. But it's one of my absolute favorites in terms of a fruity blueberry. The beautiful thing about this flavor, is that it is so versatile and is a shake and vape. It's a bit on the weaker side in concentrate terms, so you'll have to use more of it, but damn is it good when you get that right level. Flavor Art White Peach. Now, of course I had to include a peach flavor, being that it's just about as popular as a strawberry. Flavor Art's White Peach is widely recognized as one of, if not the best, peach on the market. It's complex, it's delicate, and it's stronger than most of the other peach concentrates. But having said that, you get more bang for your buck by having to use less in your recipe, which means you're gonna have more left over to use later. Flavor Art Pear. Now, Flavor Art Pear is versatile for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's a realistic pear flavor at the right percentages. Second, and my favorite application for this concentrate, is to use it as a sweetener for fruits. At low percentages, it serves as a great sweetener for other fruits, without having any of the coil gunking properties of similar, more mainstream, typical sweeteners like sucralose. It just doesn't gunk your coils as much, if at all. It's very juicy, and it brings with it a nice creaminess to your recipe through steeping. So it's one to keep on hand. Now on to another important component to mixing e-liquid, the creams. First in this department, but fifth overall, we've got Flavor Art Creme Fraiche. This is the perfect cream. It doesn't have any of the off-putting flavors, or really any flavor at all to speak of. It's the perfect cream to fluff up any of your mixes without distracting from the flavor. This is also an ingredient that can literally pair with anything on this list. One thing though, it isn't really sweet, which is why I'm suggesting number 6, Flavor Art Vienna Cream. Now, this concentrate is sweet, creamy, and when paired with creme fraiche, it can serve as a good ice cream, cream filling, or softener for bakery recipes. It is most likely the creamiest and richest diketone-free ingredient on the market. It comes with it carries a nice smooth vanilla flavor, so it pairs very well with a lot of recipes. A very versatile ingredient every mixer should have, and thus it makes it a great ingredient for a beginner. Remember though, like the previous ingredient, Flavor Art Pear, it's a more concentrated ingredient, so using less in your mix is going to be advised. Which brings me to the final point of this video. I know it may appear a bit daunting, all of this information here, that is, but I encourage you to take one step at a time. Order your concentrates and then play around with them. Get to know how they can be used and how they taste together and what percentages they can be mixed with. It honestly is not a difficult process. It's just, to be honest, it's a bit time consuming, but as long as you remain patient and you use trial and error to your benefit, you'll do great. The benefits to mixing your own e-liquid are threefold. One being that it's miles and miles more cost efficient than buying pre-made e-liquid. The second important benefit here is being able to make exactly what you like. Nobody can tailor make a flavor to your needs like you can. And no more spending exorbitant amounts of money or hoping for giveaways to find something you really like. And thirdly, it feeds your creativity and your ego. Mixing your own e-liquid is very rewarding. It makes you feel great about you, which is really worth it, right? So I just wanted to say that the DIY community is full of love and it's full of passion. So many of us are online. So many of us online are more than willing to help you. There's always someone to turn to ask questions. Just have a quick peek at the description below. I'll be sure to drop links to more helpful resources to get you up and running. For the list of desserts recommended in episode number 2, which will be posted shortly after this video, click the link in the description below. And until next time, guys, Cloud salute.
Ain't none of this shit promise, ain't none of this promise. Ain't none of this shit promise, ain't none of this promise. Ain't none of this shit certain, ain't none of it certain. Ain't none of this shit promised, ain't none of this.